guys, so I hope you've all had a great day. So today I'm doing this video just kind of an insight with how I'd work with a client who's actually going on holidays or who's been on holidays as well. So today I had a regular client who I'm seeing for weight loss. She's just come back from 2 holidays, so she's had 2 consecutive holidays where she's been overseas to Europe and all that kind of stuff. And basically, you know, I'll kind of run you through how I kind of work with her to establish a plan for that. Then I'll go through some tips and hints about what I usually do to recommend with clients as well. So with her, we kind of work through looking at her lifestyle, looking at really what she wants to get out of the holiday, what kind of food she was expecting to eat, what kind of food she likes to eat as well is very important, and just kind of finding a plan that kind of balances out that enjoyment while also staying on track with her goals and her plan, so to speak. So number one, I guess, disclaimer is I will very, very rarely, if never, actually get clients to try and lose weight when they're on holidays. So generally what I will do is make sure that we're doing a plan that kind of maintains them. That's the priority. Maintaining or at least reducing that weight gain that can potentially happen. So that's the kind of main focus I have with these clients. So never will I really kind of go, yo, you got to lose weight, you got to do this. Nah, I generally will just focus on making sure that they're maintaining. So in saying that, we worked with her to make sure that her diet was relatively controlled, but she had that room and that flexibility to actually still enjoy the food she wanted. So what she ended up doing, and it was kind of an input from her because she will know herself better than I will, and that's always when you're working with clients is important to do, is she kind of decided to go light for breakfast. So she was eating just fruit for breakfast. She was having a light lunch, you know, maybe some soup, maybe like a light salad or something like that, just something to get her going, because with her it was a case of cut down meals as more so she needs relatively frequent intake because that's the way she works best, you know. Her body works best on some meals throughout the day. So she was eating fruit in the morning, she was then just having a light lunch, and then at dinner was her kind of, you know, splurge, so to speak, or her treat kind of meal, where she could really go out and enjoy the different foods and the cuisines that are available and really kind of still make sure that she's enjoying her holiday as best as she can without feeling restricted and all that kind of stuff. So that's very important that we work through that. She's now just come back and she's well on her way with her goals. She's tracking along well, no issues, happy with how things have gone. And I just, really want to make the video just kind of say how it's really possible to work with your diet plan and actually establish some strategies that can help you stay on track while you're on holiday. So it's not a time to just kind of let everything loose and just eat as much as you can and all that kind of stuff. It's still important to stay on track to some degree. Of course, there has to be a flexible balance there, so you don't want to kind of do that, but you also don't want to just, be too rigid and just not eat and not enjoy, because you got to be realistic with the things. People aren't going to be on holidays, and like I'm the same, and I'm sure you are as well. You don't want to go on holidays and just eat, salads and eat your stuff you'd usually eat at home and all that kind of stuff. And generally, it's not available as well. So with her, she did really well in that regard. And I guess just to share a few tips of what I would kind of recommend with clients that are going on holiday to make sure they're staying on track is, one is actually, I would say, skip breakfast. Have yourself then your lunch and dinner as per normal, because especially important or useful strategy if people recognize or you feel like they are naturally going to gravitate towards food that are a bit more indulgent, a bit more energy dense, all that kind of stuff, because then you naturally know the energy intake is going to be high in those meals, so they can kind of go without the breakfast to kind of maintain their energy balance. And in doing that, that kind of helps stabilize things. And then also to add on top of that, I would usually get them to skip snacks. So generally, I say avoid snacks if you can, stick to main meals and just modify from there. So usually, like I said, strategy is skip breakfast, have lunch and dinner as normal, skip snacks. That usually works quite well with a lot of people. Another strategy is like the one we'll work with her is light breakfast and lunch, saying more in line with what you maybe would have at home, but maybe with a different twist to it because you're in a different country, and then have your dinner as per normal, and then minimize snacking in between as well. And I guess to mention in background of all these, I would always say limit your liquid calories, your soft drinks, your chocolate milks, all that kind of stuff. Limit those as much as you can, because you want to be enjoying the real food that is on offer, and you don't want to be adding extra easy to consume energy sources such as those. So I guess in the background of all this is make sure you're minimizing your calorie intake from beverages and drinks and all that kind of stuff. And then the other strategy that works is just eating normal meals and just avoiding snacks. This is usually useful for someone that's usually a big snacker, but that likes their main meals, and just kind of tell them to reduce their meal size a bit smaller than what they usually have at home, but still enjoy their meals. Maybe split it between a partner or a friend or a family member could be a useful strategy. And kind of that can go back in line with some of the previous strategies as well. So, go lighter on breakfast or skip breakfast, and then have normal lunch and normal dinner, but maybe choose one of those meals to be a split meal. So maybe lunch, you split that burger or whatever, or pasta or pizza with your significant other or your friend, and then have the other meal as just all to yourself. That's usually a kind of interesting and kind of useful strategy that works with a lot of people, because it gives them that bit more flexibility, because usually people don't want just one treat or enjoyment meal a day. They want more, and that's natural. I'm the same way, and I'm sure you are as well. And like for myself, I always like to find like a really good burger, or just try the local cuisine, and that might mean a bit more indulgent eating or a bit more higher portions, but then I compensate it in other ways by adjusting the plan and making it a bit different than what I usually have when I'm at home. So those are kind of key strategies I use. Obviously there are more I've worked through, and it all depends on the individual, so I guess it all comes back to there's a lot more to it. But I just thought I'd try to make this quick video because I was really impressed with a client. It showed really well how these strategies can work, and I just thought it might be a real interesting kind of topic to kind of touch upon today. Just giving a bit of an insight about some kind of strategies you can use, especially now towards the end of the year when you might be going on holidays, just to kind of not worry and stress like, oh, will I gain weight, or will my goals be off track or whatever, or will I not be able to enjoy the foods I want? No, you can do all that stuff. It's all about being flexible, adjusting your diet slightly, like working with a dietitian that can help you achieve that, and also just making sure that that you're, number one, enjoying, and then being flexible and not being too rigid, because at the end of the day, you're not going to remember the whole day and be like, oh, yeah, I didn't enjoy because I was too strict. You remember the good times and the fact that you enjoyed it, and that you won't have regrets in that regard. And I guess before I end this video, also consider physical activity. A lot of people, myself included, will do a lot of walking when they're on holidays. So recently when I went to Europe, I did anywhere upwards to about 30,000 steps a day. And that was an average. Especially depending on the country. And kind of recognize that that is an important factor here, is that you will likely be doing more activity than you actually realize, and more than you probably do when you're at home. So by just adjusting your diet a little bit and doing all the exercise, at the bare minimum, you might be actually just maintaining, which is still a good achievement, still a successful outcome out of the plan, out of the holiday, if looking at that, the weight loss kind of stuff. So consider that kind of stuff as well, that you will likely be doing a lot of walking, or if you're not a big walker in that and you're physically able to do so, consider doing more walking. It's a really nice way to kind of see the city, see this, the towns, the sites, and all that kind of stuff, rather than being from a cab and that kind of methods of transport. So you really kind of seeing the place on foot is really kind of something I'd recommend, and something that I've found I enjoy a lot, and a lot of people do enjoy a lot as well. And it's something that will really help maintain your energy balance as well, because you got to factor in food plus physical activity. So hopefully this video has helped, and any questions at all, just hit me in the DMs or send me a message somewhere, or comment, or whatever. I'm here to help. So thanks guys, and until next time.